Good morning, everyone. Thank you for joining us today. We will start in about 1 minute to give some more people time to jump on. Okay, good morning, everyone. Thank you so much for joining us today. I would like to share our first financial literacy seminar of the month. MetLife presents Living Benefits for Financial Wellness. MetLife provides our life insurance coverage and reviews ancillary benefits associated with our life insurance. Please be sure to mute your microphones. Any questions can be sent in the chat, and we will have a Q&A afterwards should time permit. Presenting today from MetLife is Tanja Miller, our on-site services for the CTA, and Bev Rizzo, our client services consultant.
Did you try to change the 5 days in work plan and it didn't work? Because you used to be able.
Good morning, everyone. This is Tanja Miller, and on the call with me is Beverly Rizzo. She's your CSC. And on behalf of Beverly and myself, we are very honored to have the opportunity to discuss financial wellness with you today. We've been doing it for a number of years now, and we always get excited when we have the opportunity to do that. So a big thank you to Jessica, Christina, and Georgette for giving us this opportunity today. So nearly half of us, when we work, we're associates, we are faced with some type of financial concern. And MetLife does a really good job of looking at statistics, and we always do the surveys and things like that because we're concerned about our customers. And nearly 48% of our customers have cited financial concerns in 2023. And that's really up from 31% in 2022. And if you didn't know, this is a really big cause of lower mental health. So, given the particular declines in employee financial health seen in 2023, employers, and think about that CTA, they want to focus on ways to use the benefits for you to help you improve your financial well-being. And when you think about it, benefits can add those cost advantageous ways to cover care related to your physical health, such as FSAs and HSAs, and it can also create a greater financial resilience for those unforeseen hardships, such as life insurance, which is what you have with MetLife, accidental death and dismemberment. So your benefits can actually help you provide that financial support against any medical leaves of absence when it comes to short-term disability, long-term disability, and Chicago Transit Authority. They're really great at helping you offer you these financial resources or wellness tools. Looking at this slide, you can see that there's other additional statistics here when it talks about 77% of employees that say that they have a wider array of benefits that are made available to them from their employer to help them improve their financial wellness. And then 79% of employees say that having insurance alone, having those benefits gives them a peace of mind so that they are prepared for the unexpected. And finally, 62% of employees say they are looking to their employer for more help in achieving that financial security through the employee benefits. So that really says a lot about Chicago Transit Authority and what they're trying to do for you to make sure that you and your family are taken care of. You're able to come in and you're in the right state of mind mentally, physically, and spiritually. Here at MetLife, we have, and part of your life insurance are the financial wellness resources. They're all available to you when you enroll in the life insurance. And that's a really huge thing because at no cost, you're able to set up a will. You're able to set up an estate. We have the beneficiary claim assistance and portability when you get ready to retire. And last but not least, transition solutions. So let me talk a little bit about these. And when you're enrolled in the supplemental term life insurance, as the life policy holders, your beneficiaries, and your spouse or domestic partner, they're able to have unlimited in-person or telephone consultations with an attorney to discuss these general matters when it comes to setting up a will, right? And an estate. So the preparation of the will and estate documents and even professional court representation at those court proceedings are available to you when you enroll in this insurance. With the beneficiary claims, and we'll talk about that in just a second, there are several resources to support you during this difficult time. We offer information on how and why we notify you, like the credit agencies, the Social Security Administration, and we also have funeral planning. Of course, we are so concerned about you maintaining your own wellness during this period of a significant loss. It's really important that you are able to move through this difficult period, and that's where we, MetLife, come in, and Chicago Transit Authority. Again, they set this up. They're there for you, and they're working with us so that we're able to help you in your time of need. So we'll help you with funeral arrangements, and we even assist with filing the life insurance claim. Portability is a big part of this too. So we want to help you prevent gaps in your coverage. When you retire, you're able to take your life insurance benefits with you at the same competitive group rates. So the maximum coverage you can get is up to $2 million, and we will insure you when you port your coverage up to age 100. So that's really, really huge. You're not going to lose your insurance coverage when you retire. And you're also able, again, to keep those preferred rates. Of course, there is a reduction at age 70, but overall, you're able to keep that coverage. And I'll go into detail about each one of these financial wellness resources here in just a second. So when you think about a will, again, it's part of your life insurance plan. You will have access to this will preparation services. This service can help ease the stress if you ever become unable to make decisions for yourself. And with this legal guidance, and you'll have also unlimited consultations with, I think right now we have almost 19,000 attorneys in our network. You can feel confident that you're making the right decision for you and your family. We just really want to ease the complexity of the process for you. And our legal attorneys are there to guide you through every step of it, of the process. I know sometimes it can feel like it's an overwhelming process. We've heard that from, our associates and our members, but at the end of the day, we want to make it very, very easy for you. We outline everything, and what you have to do is just outline your assets and your final wishes, and gather the documents needed, and we will do all of the rest. Of course, with an estate, you would have to choose an executor. And with the will and the estate, you would have to choose beneficiaries. So just to wrap this up, covered services include preparation. You may have a will already where we're able to update that will for you and your spouse, including complex wills, living wills, powers of attorney for medical directives, and the healthcare proxy. So a lot of good information here. When you think about it, we have you covered. If you need to update a will, or perhaps you are in the life plan and you haven't set up a will yet, please call the MetLife Legal Plans team at 1-800-821-6400, and they're available Monday through Friday from 8 a.m. to 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. You will need to give them your company name. 478. I'm sorry. And that's the number. And also you'll need to give them the last 4 digits of your policy number, your number there, your social security number. So again, the number that you need to call is 1-800-821-6400. And again, they're available Monday through Friday. Please give them the CTA customer number 157458, and the last 4 digits of your Social Security number. If there are any questions, please put them in the chat. Beverly is available to help you with any questions that you have. So grief counseling, really, that's another part. We talked about that earlier. We have people that are available to talk to you. And they offer that professional support in times of need. You even are able to take advantage of the face-to-face sessions. You have the option to talk to a licensed counselor to help you cope with any losses. It could be, you could be depressed, and it covers your entire family that you have enrolled in the plan. And you can do this in the comfort of your own home. Again, if you need those face-to-face sessions, you're able to do that as well. And again, it could be anything. We've known a lot of our members, they've lost pets, you know, family members. They may just be going through something, a health issue. Whatever you need, we're there. These counselors are there to help you in your time of need. And this is strictly confidential. It will not be shared with anyone, not your employer, not MetLife. No one would have access to this information. And it's available there to you, so use it. Okay, transition solutions. This is really something that provides the support that the life insurance has when there's a change in your benefit status. So we have an arrangement with Bonham Financial Group, and they include the financial professionals who are specially trained. Again, they provide that dedicated one-on-one support with information about group life conversion and other financial decisions that are needed that you may need to make at the time. So you can use this information. If you need to call them, they will send you a standardized package. They'll mail it to your home, notify you in writing of their right to exercise their group portability and conversion options. So they really provide that HR support to help manage the effects of those large scale changes, as well as your day-to-day things that may happen when you're transitioning, whether it's, you know, you're leaving the company or you're retiring. So they are able to help you get all of that information in order. Okay, if you're like me, every year I like to think about, oh, do I have enough insurance? And I worry about that. But at the end of the day, you know, we need to make sure we take care of ourselves. And that's why we have these financial wellness seminars for you and your family. And so it's helped me actually, because like I said, I'm the type of person that I don't want to be a burden on anyone. And so I want to make sure that I have enough insurance if something were to happen to me. And again, we don't like to think about these things, but it sure does bring peace of mind knowing that if something were to happen to you, that we'll have money there for our spouse, our kids to take care of themselves, go to college and things like that, while we focus on getting better or moving through that next phase of our life. So if you're that person like me, please, you can feel free to go to lifeonlinecalculator.com and put in your annual salary. I think it asks you to put in the number of the type of your mortgage and things like that, car payments, or what you owe, the balances on those items that you have, any type of student loans and things like that. And it will let you know what the amount of life insurance that you need to cover you and your family in case something were to happen to you. Okay. Right. So this is a personal financial profile. And whenever we support benefit fairs, it's been something that's, I don't want to say life changing. A lot of our customers, they really, really like this. And you're able to access this guide by scanning the QR code there, or you can just visit metlife.com/financial wellness content hub. And what this is, it's just you're able to put together your personal financial and digital life information. And that's a huge step in our financial wellness journey. So the personal financial profile, it's really a helpful tool for you to use to care for your affairs in the event of an illness or death. And it is available to anyone to download at metlife.com. And also another thing that it's intended to do is it's intended to easily update when personal situations change, such as when you get ready to retire, the birth of a child or a grandchild, or any other major change in health or financial situation. So it's also important to remember to periodically review these documents with your tax or legal advisors, and users should consider meeting with their family members to review this. And you can see from this slide, it's just talking about basic information, your personal information, your spouse, your children, any type of identification numbers and things like that. And then, of course, you want to list the name of the company that holds that you currently have your life and health and homeowners and auto insurance with. And then, of course, your doctor's names and phone numbers, dentists, landlords, and things like that. And then, of course, your checking and savings accounts here, any type of safety deposit boxes, pensions, and then assets that you have, any boats, vehicles, secondary homes, liabilities such as your mortgage, credit cards, automated payments, and things like that. And then finally, the digital life. You can do this. If you do it online, you're able to set up your social media, your passwords, and things like that. I can't tell you how many times something has happened that I've heard here at MetLife since this personal financial profile has came out, where your loved one may have a Facebook page or an Instagram page and it's still up and no one is able to take it down. So that can be quite painful if you're someone that you just don't want that to be out there anymore. Well, we were unable to do that. You may have to contact the social media entities such as Facebook or whatever to get it taken down. And sometimes that can be time consuming. But here you're able to put in those passwords and, remove that if you'd like, or keep it up, whatever the case may be. I've also heard stories about some of our members, they've lost loved ones and they were unable to reach out to other friends that lived long distance or in other areas. And they would reach out and say, I didn't know something happened. I'm so sorry to hear that. And they heard it years later. So that's another way for you to notify people when things happen in our lives. And finally, the important document locations. You're able to put the location of your will. It may be in a safe deposit box. It may be in your office, in, the third drawer, something like that. Any important documents, deeds, titles, certificates, and so on, you can put that information here. It's just a lot of information that you can put in this personal financial planner. I know before this, and I have one at home, I would use it. I had papers everywhere. I had a folder for my homeowner's insurance. I had a folder for titles of cars. I had a folder for my medical records. And here you can just put everything in one place. And it's also digital for you to use. And I have both. I have the hard copy and I have the personal booklet as well. The digital one as well. So again, your personal information here. And a lot of people, you don't have to put your social, maybe the last 4 digits down at the bottom. If you have a passport, you may want to put that there. Driver's license, visa number, if you have a green card or you're not a US citizen. And I really love this part, the medical information. It's funny, it's a true story. It's a funny story. I did not know my blood type until I had to add it here in this section. And that's so funny. And I'm also allergic to, I took an allergy test. I'm allergic to coconut and watermelon. And I love watermelon. Can you believe that? But I put those down here. So, and just a lot of other information that you could put here as well if you're a blood donor or not, even though I know that's on your license, but you can also list it here as well. And any other special medical conditions. And then you can see that they're asking for your employer information. You'll list that. If you've been in the military, what service, the discharge date and what rank you had and so on. And here's the the insurance information, the life insurance with the company's name. And this is something that I really encourage you, if you don't fill out anything else, this is really important when you think about policy numbers and things like that. My husband, his father passed away a couple of years ago, and we didn't even have any insurance information. We didn't know where to start, where to look, or anything. So we had to dig through 2 or 3 files from his credenza to find it, and we were able to find it. There were a couple of insurance policies that he had they had termed, but there were 2 that we were able to find, and when you think about that, again, we don't want to think about this, but at the end of the day, we have to. And it just makes it so much better when we have everything in one place. It makes it easier for us. And now I think I've shared this information with all of my family members so that they're able to scan that QR code as well and use it. So again, you have the health insurance there. Once you put in the life insurance, you have the health insurance. You can list the company name, policy number, your group ID number, and the website. And then if you're enrolled in disability, perhaps long-term care, it's just going through all of those different things that are made available to you here that you can list. Your homeowners, renters insurance, or flood insurance. And then, of course, your auto, boat, or motorcycle. You can add that there. And then, of course, other insurance from other companies you may have with them. I know for me, I listed insurance that I have with my credit union. And so it's just a term policy, and I have it here. So I listed that here as well. And then, of course, if you have personal advisors, such as your accountant, insurance agents, financial planners, things like that, your stockbroker, you can list that here as well, and their telephone numbers versus keeping all of those cards and things like that in your wallets, your purses, or in a card holder. You can just list them here. And again, I'll go back so that you're able to scan that QR code to use that. And if you want to go the digital route versus the financial planner, I'll ask Beverly if we're able to send you some for those of you that want hard copies. And I'll see if I can get my hands on that as well for you. Here you can see the bank and financial partners, just your bank name and stuff like that, your account number. You can list that here, your ATM cards and stuff like that, your safe deposit boxes, CDs, and things like that. It's really, again, it's something that you can have, if something were to happen to us and we're not able to speak, you'll have that power of attorney, and your spouse and your loved ones will have that information made handy to them. And then, of course, your assets, you can list them here, even though they should be set up on your will, but this is just another place that you can have that additional information. Okay. Any liabilities, who you owe. This is very good as well. When you set up your will, you can put your mortgage here, the name of the institution that has the loan, and so forth. Any credit cards information. I didn't list mine. I did list mine, excuse me, but I just listed the last 4 digits of the credit card number and the expiration date. And then vehicles, they're here. You can list those with the license plate, make, model, and your boats and things like that. Any other assets such as jewelry, art perhaps, any type of family heirlooms. Like my grandmother has a ring and I listed it here. It's been going through generations. I have it now. And so I plan on keeping it. And I just want people to know if something were to happen to me, I have that ring and I would like someone else in the family to have that ring. Okay. And then you list the important locations for those documents. I'm sorry, the locations that you place those important documents in. So this is where you can put that here. Of course, the death certificates, you can list that here, where you put those and place those. And any other type of items that you have that may not be listed here, you have that other important documents down below. Okay, and then you have a place for additional notes there. And that is it. So again, that's the QR code that you can scan. Again, you are able to put together your personal financial planner, and you can do this digitally as well. And it's a huge step. It's a big step in making sure that you're on your way to having a better financial wellness journey. Okay. All right. So when you think about beneficiaries, you have your life insurance, right? It's important that you keep in mind while designating your beneficiaries. If you don't designate a beneficiary, your life insurance proceeds will be distributed according to the terms of the policy, which could include your estate. So be sure to list a secondary beneficiary in the event that your primary beneficiary passes away before you. You want to list the full name of each beneficiary instead of son or spouse or wife. We need the full name. And if you have more than one primary beneficiary, Please be sure to specify the percentage of proceeds you'd like each one to receive. And please think carefully about all the options before naming minor children as your life insurance beneficiaries, because by law, minors can't receive or control these assets. So funds must be distributed to someone who's 18 or older, or else it could be held by the insurance company until the child is no longer a minor. So again, it's very important to make sure you've designated your beneficiaries. Okay. Make sure your information is current. I know Beverly can probably attest to this as well, and maybe some of you, we've seen over and over, time and time again, where we've had some of our members remarry and they forget to change their beneficiary, and the ex-spouse receive the proceeds. And also what happens if you don't have a beneficiary assigned. Again, it could go back to the state, or, you don't want that. So please be sure that you designate or update your beneficiary information. And you can do that by going to metlife.com/my benefits, I believe, or Beverly will let you know how you can do that. Again, no matter what the size, so with the beneficiary designation, you have the option to set up a will as well with this, and also an estate. And no matter the size of your estate or your life insurance policy, you can put the assets into a trust to be distributed to your heirs according to your specific instructions. So when you think about a trust, it isn't as complicated. What you want to do is list your specific beneficiaries, then your life insurance policy will override your will. So you want to make sure your wishes are covered in both documents. And also, if you're like me and you live in a marital property state, I'm in Texas, and you want to name someone other than your spouse may still have a marital property claim to part of or all of your death benefits. So make sure you understand that. So you can designate your favorite charity or nonprofit as a beneficiary. But if that's the route you want to take, be sure to include the tax ID number and the contact information. Okay. Again, we're here to help you. If you have specific questions, we can answer them after the presentation, but you can also call after this is over. You can call us at 1-800-GET-MET-8, and they are available Monday through Friday, 8 a.m. to 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Okay, that concludes our presentation. Thank you so very much for giving Beverly and myself the opportunity once again to go over this financial wellness seminar with you. We're so grateful. We look forward to it every single year. And with that, I will turn it over to you, Beverly. Are there any questions or concerns that we have in the chat? Anyone want to ask any questions?
I did answer a couple questions in the chat, so I'll open it up. If you have any additional questions, or if you want me to expand on any information, I'm happy to do that. And thank you, Tanja, so much for this presentation. I did also want to just reinforce that the Will Prep is a free service when you're enrolled in the supplemental life coverage through CTA. And that gives you the opportunity to take advantage of that most important will that Tanja referenced. And you can contact an attorney with that phone number for the will prep. We also usually provide this information when we're on site at CTA open enrollment benefit fairs. So you have that opportunity with benefit fair details that we provide. And if there's any other questions, I'll just pause here and see if anybody has anything they want to talk about. I see my husband works at CTA, but can I have a separate plan? Dependent coverage is allowed on CTA, but you have to have your husband enroll in the dependent coverage. But it wouldn't be a separate plan. It would be affiliated with your husband as a CTA employee. You're welcome.
And also, Beverly, while we wait, I think you and we discussed EAP. I think I sort of reiterated that, what it's used for, but if you could just kind of talk about that a little bit, about how many sessions that the members have with the supplemental life, and how EAP works.
So EAP is also what we call grief counseling, and grief counseling is associated with both the basic life coverage and the optional life coverage. And it's not only just for a death of a member of the family, it's 5 sessions available for the employee to take advantage of. It could be for topics such as a divorce, or as the loss of a pet, or any other traumatic event that may have occurred where you would like additional counseling services. That's available through the grief counseling services. And I can also provide a flyer, post this if you need that. I believe CTA also posts some of our information on their website. But I would look to the grief counseling flyer for more information. If it, once you're benefit eligible, I see something in the chat says, can I enroll in MetLife this year, or do I have to wait till next enrollment period? If you're a new employee, you need to wait until you're benefit eligible, and CTA will give you a packet of those benefits that you can enroll in at that time. If you've been an employee for CTA for some time, I believe you can enroll, but there might be certain restrictions that can apply. And then I see a question, would the premium be the same once you leave CTA? No, it'll be based on the group portability pool for CTA, but the differences in premium can change. So once you would leave the company, we receive that information on a file from CTA. Our financial representative can call you, or you can call within 31 days, as long as it's within 31 days of your termination. You can call our portability conversion unit, and they will have a financial representative assigned that will contact you and walk you through all the options to help you make an informed decision regarding premium, cost, coverage, and things to that effect. Was there any other questions? I think let me make sure I got them all. I see one from Marlisha. I didn't get a form this year to answer health questions. Have you been in the plan for a while? Is this your first time you've enrolled in coverage, or are you enrolling as a late enrollee? Because the forms would only go out if you were required to complete statement of health. Okay, I see one from Latrina Otto. Will your immediate family have access to these services? I think I need more clarity on which services you're referring to. If it's for grief counseling, you should have availability for those services. But mostly they're underneath the, within the employee that is employed with CTA. If you have dependent coverage, you could have immediate access to grief counseling. If you're enrolled in supplemental, if that's offered, and you can apply for that at any time, but it is a one-time will preparation service.
And actually the spouse can, and I think you said that, Beverly, the spouse can set up a will, though. That's part of it.
Correct.
Mhm.
Okay, any other questions? I see one here from Iris. Which is better, an estate, will, or trust? That is something that's always on an individual basis. So whatever your personalized needs would require, it is best that you would consult with an attorney, and then he would be the best to guide you with what would be the most appropriate and the best option for you on a personal level.
Yeah, and I'll add to that, a will is really simple. They can be complex. An estate is where you have a will. It's a will, you have a power of attorney, a trust, and you will have an executor assigned to it. A will can take up about 30 days, give or take, right? If it's simple or complex, depending on that. An estate can take anywhere from 6 to 9 months. It's a long process. So like Beverly said, if it depends on what you have, your assets, and how many beneficiaries you have, if you have a business and things like that. So it could get complicated. And I suggest, like Beverly said, talk to one of our attorneys in your area, and you can find an attorney in your area by calling 1-800-821-6400, or you can go to metlife.com/legal plans, talk to one of our legal account managers, and they can take your zip code, or your email address, and then they'll send you a list of attorneys in your area, and you get to choose from one of those. I suggest, though, with your first meeting, I would go in person to talk to that attorney, so that they can give you all of the details about that. Will share also that, I've had some of our members say, well, you know what, that attorney, he was just moving too fast. I didn't like it. Is that the only attorney that I can use? Absolutely not. If you're not happy with an attorney, you have unlimited service. Well, you have the services to go back and find another one. You don't have to use that particular attorney. If you're not happy, go talk to another attorney and set up the will with someone that you're comfortable with.
You're most welcome. Is there any other questions? We have a little bit of time left. If not, we'll give you more time back in your day, and we greatly appreciate your attendance
Yes.
and these
So-
valuable benefits.
Thank you so much, Bev. Thank you, Tanja, for giving us this great information that we had today. Anyone still on the call, thank you so much for joining us. If you have any questions for either of our MetLife representatives, please feel free to reach out with them. You can also reach us at wellness@transitchicago.com, and we are happy to point you in the right direction as well. One more thing I'd like to note is that this is a self-reported activity for Motivate Me, so please feel free to go on to your mysigna.com app or website and fill that in today. Thank you again so much for joining us, and I hope you all have a wonderful day.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Have a great day. Bye-bye.